full effect. Thank you for watching the show. News and notes. I want to review this show, Beauty. I've been watching on Netflix. Or no, FX, Hulu, Disney. I don't even know where you find it. I never gave my thoughts on the Super Bowl because of the Epstein files dominated the headlines. Plus just general thoughts, feelings about the world. You know I love y'all. You're a real Erik Griffin. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I love that song. Shout out to Dopapod, makers of that song. I don't know. It's just I think I have the best theme song in the business. But make sure you sub, guys. You got to sub. Make sure you you should try to follow those lists, the podcast live list or the podcast list on my page, because that's where you could see when I'm going live. Twitch. I'm still twitching. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it. I don't do it as much as I did because you have a kid and it's just like Twitch is kind of dead. I feel like, but whatever. And then my Patreon people, all you free dudes, thanks for being there. But I'll show you guys today. Got the studio coming. I was gonna have my boy do it. Shout out to Brian Johnston. Oh, I don't know if I said his name right, the last name right, but whatever. He's done the golden hour. And I just wasn't sure if I wanted to do some big fancy thing, because then I just went on TEMU and I got some background stuff. It looks like wood. I got my chairs from Fighter and the Kid when Brendan moved. I got my tables. I was like, you know what? I could just do this. I got a sign coming. And some, I got a, what do you call it? The light up sign, I got that coming. So I was like, you know what? Let me just see how this looks. This might be enough. Get some people from the area to come. I know Tony Baker lives near me, so I want to ask him to come do the I want to have some guests. I'm going to have some guests again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to still do it like this. Probably on Mondays I'll go live. But then to watch that episode, you have to be a Patreon member. If you didn't catch it live, you got to go Patreon. That's what I'm going to start doing. So, but that's going to be shorter episodes. But, my Monday nuance, I got to bring it back. But now that I have my studio in there, so we'll make things happen. But welcome back to the show. I appreciate you guys being here. The live chat is going strong right now. Not a lot of people, but because I never really. It's like I should be more consistent, but it's hard when you got a kid to pick the right time during the day that I could be like, all right, every Wednesday at this time I'll do it. I guess I should just do that, right? Pick a time, be consistent with. What am I saying? That's exactly what I need to do. All that stuff's about to happen, and then we'll move forward, man. So what are some things that's going on? So I got a new car for Rachel. We had this Buick, and it was fine. A Buick Encore. She liked it. She the one who did the research on it. I was like, cool. You know what I mean? If your girl's like, I want a Buick, you're not going to be like, you don't want a Mercedes? No, you're going to be like, yeah, girl, let's get that Buick. So, but then we had the baby, and then like the car seat, we got this Orbit car seat. So it fits. So she don't put the seat behind her. She put it on the other side because Rachel got long legs. So, so the car seat's on the other side. And then you can't sit in the front seat because the car seat is so big. You know what I mean? And then I have to sit in the car behind her with my knees all up like this. And I was like, I just got sick of it. So I was like, the lease was about to be up. So I was like, I just want to buy a family car instead of leasing another car for her. So went and got a Chevy Traverse, And I was like, it's great. I love this car, right? But I got it from my boy who works at a dealership in Ohio. The interest rate I got from that company, dude, you guys got to look at this stuff. This stuff is crazy, man. They trying to give you cars right now with a 7% interest rate for 84 months. You extrapolate that out, you paying so much more for the car. I was like, what? Now, you gave me a great deal on the car, but this interest rate, I was like, I can't. I did it anyway, right? Because I was thinking to myself, I just pay it off. Who cares? I'll just pay off more or refinance. Immediately went to the mortgage company of the house, where I'm doing my mortgage, and got a 3% less interest rate on the refinance of the car. I mean, bananas, right? So I do suggest for all y'all, if you have a bad lease or you can refinance right now. Try it. Because I was like, yeah, great. But I love the car. Car's great. So, let's talk about, yes, I am going on a Workaholics cruise next week. So I will be on the cruise next week with Bobby, and I don't know if Bobby's still going. I think he is. I told him, I said, are you not going? He was like, I'm 100% going. And now you find out. I don't know. So a couple people already dropped out because things happen. It's hard to be away for a week. So I will be on the Workaholics cruise. But before that, on the 20th, Friday the 20th, this weekend, I'll be in Bakersfield. So come check me out there, Bakersfield, at the Temblar Brewing Company. I hope I'm saying the name right. I never say it right. But, yeah, so come check me out there. That's going to be great. Yeah, the Temblar Brewing Company. I've been there before. It's a great time. So if you're in the Bakersfield area, come check me out there, y'all. All right? That's going to be fun. So, and then I'm going to be on the weekend. I'm going to be with Matt Rife in New Jersey and DC this weekend. So I think the tickets are sold out. So I don't know. We'll see. You know what I mean? But anyways, fun times. So I'm doing that. So anyways, you know what I said? I said, let's do this actually, Wait, let me go to, I want to show you guys. This is something I'm going to try to do. It might not come out the way, it might not come out good, but let's try it, all right? Here we go, y'all. Oh, yeah, Riffin with Griffin. Sound's not going to be as good because I'm using my cell phone sound, guys. But I said, you know what I would like to do with the podcast? Let me take y'all a little tour of Griff Manor. But anyway, so this is my green screen. This is how I do the green screen, guys. This is my messy office. Then I have my Mr. Potato Head cup given to me by Rick Glassman. You guys always think that's an insult, but I don't really care. But anyways, so let's go. Hopefully this sounds good. If it doesn't, it is what it is. Griffin's doing stuff live, so what are you supposed to do? Yeah, so I have that's my office there, you know what I'm saying? That's how I do that. But what I'm doing is in this room in here, this is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be going Riffin with Griffin live. Well, not live, but I'm gonna have guests. Yeah, so I'm gonna sit here in this chair. You know what I mean? And then we got my little Riffin with Griffin thing there. Got my chairs. I still haven't figured out how I'm gonna do the microphones, but let's turn it around so y'all can see. Yeah, look at that. Looks good, huh? But so I got this like wood paneling up. Looks like wood paneling. And then like right here I have a shelf I'm gonna put right here and put stuff on it. And I have like a sign that's gonna go right there. And then I have like my logo. I got my logo blown up. So we're gonna do that. So that's gonna be cool too. Hails to the year. So I got in this room, I got a bathroom there. You know what I mean? So then there's another bathroom there. And this is into the main house. Okay? And that's how we do it. Here on Riffin with Griffin. So we had a disco party for Wolf. So we had a disco restoration hardware couch. too freaking expensive. Got my TV up on the wall. You know what? I have to unplug it and plug it back in. There you go. Hey, Google, open living room blinds 50%. Stop embarrassing me.
Three blinds, setting to 50%.
Oh my, wow. I just had to redo the internet and now something's not working. Ain't that a bitch? Anyways, here's Wolf's little playroom next to the front door. You know, so he's like, he loves dinosaurs right now. So we got like a dinosaur theme all over the place. And for all you audio listeners, I'm so sorry for this part of the podcast, but maybe you just have to go and listen, go watch later. But, anyways, like I say, I got interviews coming, and that's why I have that there. So that's coming. So look out for that in the future. All right. Got my soundproofing in my office. Ow! God damn it. Okay. All right, and we're back. So many comments, and I totally get it. I mean, it's just like what a week we had last week with the, with the drop of those Epstein files, man. And then you look this week, you see what's going on. I mean, this is crazy. Like if they wrote a movie about this, it would be a movie you'd be like, this couldn't be real. This is the kind of thing you can only do in a movie. But man, when you think of the magnitude of this and the things in the files, I mean, it's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. This guy said, so I'm looking at the comments now. So Death from Above said, stop asking AI to lie to you. Yeah, man. I don't even know. I mean, the AI is pretty crazy. He said, there's a very simple, somebody said, Matt Figure, something or other, that said, there's a very simple explanation for all this. Trump is probably the star of the remaining unreleased 3 million files. I mean, if you're still, like, honestly, no shade, but this is just a real honest opinion. If you're someone that all you can talk about is Trump in terms of these files, if you're still making it about that with all the evidence in front of you that this is a conspiracy that goes beyond parties, I can't take you serious. I just can't. This is more than a Trump issue, okay? It just is. And these files have been in the government's possession since Obama has been in office, okay? So we got Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. Those three men and their cabinets and whoever the DOJ and everybody that's been involved, they know what's up. They all know what's up. And no one did anything. And they're still not doing anything. So I can't take you serious if you're talking about Trump. I just can't. You're not a serious person because you're not seeing the magnitude of this, that this is beyond anything we could ever would have imagined could be possible in a conspiracy like this. Okay. What else? Mike Del something or other said, I went down the rabbit hole 6 months ago, and it was insanity. Hard to figure out exactly what's going on, which is why I'm so frustrating. Yeah, I mean that's an honest answer from somebody just being like, I don't know what's going. Like, what is this? How is this? How did this happen? It's so crazy. And whatever. And then somebody was talking about Michael Jackson. I was just saying, I don't know what it seems as if there's some stuff about Michael Jackson has come out through these files that he was, he was doing good, I guess, or he was fighting against the people that are supporting Epstein. I have no idea. But it seems as like, but go down a rabbit hole on Michael Jackson. That shit's amazing. You start, that's an amazing rabbit hole to go down. So I do suggest you do that. Oh, this is what I was going to talk about. Then I'll move on to something more fun. But it says the Pam Bondi hearing was frustrating to listen to. I could not agree more. Like, that is crazy. When you think about what the Pam Bondi situation is, I mean, wow. I mean, this chick, dude. First of all, they released these 3 million files, and then the files themselves, even with all the redactions, kind of detail a really horrible sex trafficking criminal underground. There's apparently like 2,000 videos and pictures of underage people getting abused that they'll never release, that this guy had in his possession. Then the redactions, and then they redacted some names and didn't redact other names, but it's like, look, like I maintain that whoever, we don't know who, like when you ever look at the Forbes list and you see like, oh, these are the richest people in the world. You maybe recognize 3 names. Like you'll recognize the Walmart people's last name, but you don't know who they are. Elon Musk, there's like 3 or 4 Silicon Valley people where you go, oh, I know who that is because they in the press. But a lot of these people, you're like, oh, that guy got $25 billion? Who's that? And then you find out the company that they're associated with. And then a lot of these people are implicated in this. Some of them, their names are out there and we don't know. And it's just like, look, I got to say again, the victims, man, they redacted the victims' names. And I'm of the belief now that they should release all the victims' names. And I'll tell you why. So we can make sure they're okay. Let's make sure they're okay. Like, I think that their names should be out there so if something happens to 2 or 3 of them at the same time, we could be like, this is suspicious and let's try to do something. Or, having it all hidden away is they're all hidden away. They won those cases and some of them have a bunch of money and they think their life is okay. That's exactly when you go get them. So let's just hope that they're okay, man. But this is crazy. Like, Pam Bondi, and they're talking about, that's it. They're not releasing anything more, which I think is, it's like on February 17th, the experts noted that the scale of sexual slavery and trafficking documented may meet the legal threshold for crimes against humanity. This is what the UN is saying. So the UN's trying to get involved in being like, yo, there's no statute of limitations. Let's stop talking about that. Let's remove that for this. And this is crimes against humanity, and the whole world needs to get involved, not just the United States government, Then they got this New Mexico Truth Commission. And also, New Mexico lawmakers approved the Truth Commission. And the commission has a $2 million budget and power to compel testimony. It aims to uncover how Epstein operated the ranch for decades without local law enforcement intervention. I mean, this is like, it gets deeper and deeper, and you don't hear anything about anywhere of anybody being like, we're going to go get them. It's kind of like off to the side, and nobody really cares, it feels like, So, I don't know, guys. It kind of sucks. You think about it. It's a sad day for humanity when you really think about the whole thing, I don't know. I mean, I often think when I look back at some of the things I've talked about in the past on the show or things that have gone on, I think that a lot of people are quick to the internet with their ideas, with their content, because, it's content creation, as opposed to like, they go on and maybe, hey, here's my thoughts about it. I think people go quick, and a lot of it is like performative. A lot of it is like virtue signaling or it's angry conservative stuff just about like, look at this stupid whatever that, it is. But, I think people need to take a step back. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of this is the Jimmy Kimmel situation. Remember how big that was? Remember how that was like supposed to be the end of free speech and this attack on free speech? Remember all that? And everybody was so quick to put their posts up. And I talked about this before, but it's like when you go so fast without having any nuance or any facts, when it's all feelings, you might end up in the same room with people that you hate or people that you think you're opposed to. And that's what happened with that. Jimmy Kimmel was always coming back. He was just suspended. ABC suspends people all the time. On-air talent, they've done it. I already went through this. They do that. He was coming back. As long as he apologized, and he did. It was a weird apology, but he had to say something, right? And he's back. Not only is he back, but he got a new deal. And here's the thing. Trump is still tweeting about him or whatever you call it, truth socialing or whatever he does his thing on. He's always talking crap about Jimmy Kimmel. If this guy was really trying to end free speech and Jimmy Kimmel would be off the air or whatever, it would be done. But he's still just doing the petty things that he was doing before. My problem is this. People were so quick to rush to the internet to show themselves canceling Disney. I'm canceling Disney. That's not the people you should have been upset about. It should have been the people you should be upset with is the FCC people and the people that had made it seem like they were doing this for Trump or whatever but that's not sexy. That doesn't sell content. Those are names and faces that we don't know and we don't care about. But instead, we're all these, liberal Hollywood types are, I'm canceling my Disney. And then, it's like, what are you talking about? Disney? You canceling Disney? Disney that made Wakanda, gave you Wakanda, gave you, a black mermaid and gave you mixed race Peter Pan with Down syndrome freaking Lost Boys and gay characters and non-binary characters, and they were doing all this, and now you walking in the room of conservatives. Now you don't even realize you walking into the room like, yes, Disney got rid of them, and the conservative people are there like, what are you guys doing in here? Yeah, Disney canceled Jimmy Kimmel. And then the conservatives are like, that's great. Glad you guys are here because there's too much gay shit on there. So that's why we're here. And then they looking at each other like, wait, why are we in the same room? Because people were too quick to judge, too quick to put stuff out just to put stuff out. And it's like, what do you feel about it? Discuss it or talk about it or give me your feelings, not your virtue signaling either way, either liberal or conservative. And so, I don't know. I think the same thing is going to happen with this. I think I think that there's the experts or whoever is crisis management people with all, the people in the United States that are involved in that, they're telling them, hey, let's just wait it out. We have assurances that they're not going to release anything else, It's like, if we're not talking about this in 6 months, did everyone just get away with it? And they have it on their desk. They have the unredacted names, pictures. They have all of this information of 6 million pieces of documents that they can comb through and try to connect the dots, and they're just not going to do anything. You know what I mean? That's absolutely crazy. Somebody said, you're the only show I know their ads pop up right in the middle of your live. Oh, you know what? That must be a setting. Actually, I think it's a setting, man. I gotta figure that out. You can always come back and watch back, I don't know why it's doing that. Somebody said there's probably janitors who know the secrets. Yeah, there probably is. Somebody had to clean up the mess. You think Epstein was cleaning up, washing the sheets of, like, you know what I mean? Or bringing food to these, like, girls that they got captive. Like, somebody knows something. People know something. It's crazy. All right, anyways, let's get off that. We'll see. As the world goes on, we'll see what more is coming out of all this stuff, man. We'll see. But anyways, I've been watching this freaking beauty show on, well, I guess it's on Hulu, but I guess it's on FX. That's another thing too. It's so crazy where you find your shows now. So, because I was on Disney Plus. Then it said, oh, here's a FX show that you could also see on Hulu. But I got to it from Disney Plus. So I was like, I don't know where to even find this. Is this like on TV? Like, I don't know if it's on TV. But it's this Ryan Murphy show. So it's starring Ashton Kutcher. And it's basically about, like, they've discovered a shot you can take to make people beautiful. So, like, you kind of cocoon in, like, in some goo, and when you come out of this, you're like an Adonis. Like, you got 6-pack abs, a big ass dick, and you just a beautiful face. You're just like the perfect version of a human being by beauty standards. You know what I'm saying? And so it's starring Peter Evans, and it's it's weird. Ryan Murphy got a style, man. Have you guys noticed that? If you ever watch a Ryan Murphy show, and I'm not, like, Glee is an outlier. All his other shows, like the what do they call the scary one? All those shows, they all got a vibe that you can go, oh, this is a Ryan Murphy thing. I think that no matter what you watch, you could be like, oh, this is Ryan Murphy. He got like a thing, and maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. I don't know. But this one is like this. I like beauty, but it's weird, and I think it's weird because of Ryan Murphy. I think it really is. It's like I talk about this on the Golden Hour with Chris, so you might want to check that out too. But I think that Ryan Murphy himself, because he's gay, which is no shade. I don't care. But you could feel that in the show because all the dudes who turn into really good-looking dudes, all right, the dudes start off looking like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just, one of the dudes is just like, he's like a fat incel. It's crazy. Another guy is like this weird stubby dude, and then when they cocoon and they bust out of the goo, they're like, athletic, it's like probably what Ryan Murphy likes. Now the women is like, I feel like, and maybe that's also a part of what's going on in society, how you can't tell an honest story. So within your story, there's going to be some things that are like not kosher. It's going to be some things that are politically incorrect, but that helps your story. The example is like The Office, Michael Scott is an idiot, and he doesn't understand the things he's saying. So sometimes he says things that are they're off-putting and racist. In the show, you have to show him being like that, or that's the comedy. But now we're in a society where it's like, oh, I can't believe you showed that on TV. It's like, no, but that's the comedy, that you have to show that, So what I'm saying is, like, you have to have an honest portrayal in the show. So I don't think when it comes to with women, I don't think we're ever going to, I don't know when we're going to be able to do an honest portrayal of this anymore. Because in the show, the women go from beautiful to like on par. Like, they're not, it's not like they're getting some really fat, ugly chick and then turning her into freaking Sydney Sweeney. You know what I'm saying? In the show, there's a girl that is beautiful, and then she cocoons and comes out, and I'm like, that girl's cool too. But the men, it's such a staggering difference. I don't know if that's because Ryan Murphy himself is like, oh, that girl's beautiful, and that girl's okay. Is this girl more beautiful? Because I'm not sure. Maybe because she got bigger titties. Is that? I don't know what the thought process is in that, or maybe they don't want to like make somebody feel a certain way. American Horror Story. That's what I meant to say. You know. So I don't know. It just like you'll see if you watch the show. There's a girl in the show that cocoons and turns into another girl. And the girl that she turns into is beautiful. That actress is beautiful, okay? I'm not, no shade. But the show is about going from whatever you are to the most beautiful, 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 and that girl ain't that. And so then I'm out. Like I couldn't suspend my disbelief because that's all I thought about. It's like when I saw the girl, you watch it and you go, huh. I mean, she's pretty, but like the things that they're saying, in the show, the girl's like, I find, I love all this attention I'm getting now and blah, blah, blah. And I thought to myself, you were probably getting the same attention the way you looked before. I'm talking about the character in the show. Why would this character get more attention? She all right, but you know what I mean? I don't know if anybody's watching the show, somebody said the old take off your glasses and put up your hair trick. Yeah. I think they did try to ugly her up. You know what? You're right, Steven. So maybe they tried to ugly her up a little bit. And so then when they got this, but I'm telling you, I need you to watch the show and tell me what you think. And again, I am not saying that actress isn't incredibly beautiful. She is. But in the universe of that show, but the men, so you got, it's weird, but interesting show. You know what I mean? Interesting show. Now, because of what happened last week and everything, and I think I don't know if I had an episode the other week. I never talked about the Super Bowl, man. I'm better late than never, but what a boring Super Bowl. But I lost my money. God damn it. Because I thought the Patriots would cover, and they didn't. So I missed out on winning $900. I just needed the Patriots, so I picked Seattle to win, but it was in the over under. I picked the under. I picked the Patriots, and Seattle. No, I'm sorry, the Seattle to win, Patriots to cover. Patriots didn't cover. And they almost got the over. That holding call at the end of the game, wow, I bet you if I was in Vegas, people would have been screaming in Vegas, man. So, we'll see. Somebody said, are you talking about Starfleet Academy now? We're talking about beauty. But anyways, so congratulations to Sam Darnold. I really think that that's a really great story for somebody to go through all that, be in so many teams, and then come around, have a comeback story last year. It didn't quite finish the way you wanted, and then the people give up on you, and now you go to another team and you win the Super Bowl. Great story, man. So we'll see where it goes from there. You got neither the Patriots nor Seattle were favorites to win the Super Bowl. They were something like 6,000 to 1 odds or something like that. So I'm starting to think what team do I want to pick for next year that's like that? Who do you think it's going to be? I mean, you got your usual favorites. Is Kansas City Chiefs going to be back? I don't know. Cincinnati Bengals, if they don't do anything with their defense, they're not going to. But they might be a long shot pick that you might, But I don't know if it's going to be as long a shot as Seattle Patriots. And then you got Lamar Jackson, new coach. Are they finally going to get over the hump? Who knows? Josh Allen, is he finally going to get over the hump? I don't know. So those are like the sexy picks. You can always pick one of those and then, get like 1 in 25 or something like that. I don't know what the odds are. I know with those kind of teams. But I think a long shot team that might win the Super Bowl is like New York, the Giants. You got that the young quarterback and then that young running back. They got a defense. Their receivers coming back. He was injured off of ACL, so he's young. Hopefully he'll be back to 100%. So they look like a team that could do it. The NFC East is a weird division. You got the Cowboys. God knows what they're gonna do. Every single year is some weird stuff. The Eagles. I don't know. They make no sense. Every other year they're great, and then you go, are they? So who knows? Maybe it's them again. Who knows? And then you got the Giants. But that's gonna be a battle. That is gonna be a battle. So who knows? And I'm trying to think of a what is it? The other conference, the AFC. What team in the AFC do you guys think could be a dark horse winner of the Super Bowl next year? That's a tough one. I think the Jaguars, the Jags, they might make the next step. That would be great, right? Who knows? Maybe Tennessee can get their shit together. I mean, there's so many of those types of teams where you go, well, they got a decent quarterback, maybe put some pieces around, who knows? But I think the Jags, I'm picking it. So I think next year's Super Bowl, I'm picking it early. This is the too early pick. The Jags and the Giants in the Super Bowl next year. Somebody said the Steelers. Nah, the Steelers can't do it. Not with Aaron Rodgers or whatever quarterback they get, because I don't even think they have a good draft pick. So we'll see. Death from Above said Jacksonville also. So yeah, man, let's go with that, man. Jacksonville Giants is the Riffin with Griffin too early pick for the Super Bowl. So you guys let me know your too early picks right now in the comments. But anyways, guys, it's not gonna be a long episode today. I don't know. You ever wonder why people do a podcast? Like, I get why the big people do a podcast, because they make so much money. They're just making millions of dollars, and it's it's helping their touring and they're doing their thing. It's turned into a whole thing. I don't know why I'm doing my podcast, other than I really enjoy. It's almost something cathartic about getting your thoughts out there on the fly. Things are happening in the world. Do a little research, look it up, and then here's my thoughts on that, whether they're right or wrong. And then I enjoy that the regulars that come and you guys are like, hey man, this and that, and you're commenting, and it's an interesting time in the world to have a platform, and then you just put it out there, because anybody could do it. All of you can make a podcast or just record something. You don't even have to call it a podcast. Anybody can record things and put it out, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, on your YouTube channel, and just go with it, man. There's a lot of really funny comics right now, a lot of funny young comics that are coming up, and they're working solely off their YouTube channel. They're not even trying to get Netflix specials or all that. They're like, hey man, I'm doing this. That guy, what's his name? Josh Jacobs, I think that's his name. Black kid, he is smart. He's smart and funny, and he's just out there, man, just putting content out there, and so much content. He's always got stand-up clips out there. So, and I'm glad that that's happening. I think the more stand-up out there, the art form of stand-up, as opposed to a lot of crowd work, doing my podcast right now as my wife opens the door without knocking, no respect for my space. Frustrating, but yeah. So I do think that the more people put out material, and it's just we're watching a change. We're changing from legacy media, and because even HBO, Showtime, Comedy Central, they've become legacy media as well. Now it's it's all Netflix, YouTube. And in these different platforms that use YouTube that are putting stand-up comedy out. So now you just have to find it. But what's great is if you're a fan of somebody and they put out their stand-up comedy, at least you can see it like that. So it's not necessarily special in the sense of it's scarce. It's not scarce. It's out there. But at least the person that you're a fan of, you could go find them and listen to them as much as you want. Which I think is great. So we'll see. we'll see where the state of stand-up comedy is in, say, 3 to 5 years. And I think that it will still be there, stronger than ever, and it'll be people still, writing jokes about what's going on, truth-telling, or being silly. There's no right or wrong way, I think that too many comics, including myself, we have this kind of platform, so we're out here talking on this platform, and that's, taken away from like the fun stuff. But I just, but a lot of comics are serious. Most of us are. When we're hanging out with each other, we're not telling jokes with other comics. We're talking about stuff. You have to understand, like, the comedian brain is like, you analyze everything that happens in the world. When you're a comic, you're looking at it for material. And the way you get material is you have to break it down and look at the nuance of stuff and look at, like, the angles that you could take. That process right there is great for podcasting, I guess, for some people. And then when the end result of, like, writing jokes and working out the kinks, that stuff's great for, like, when you go into the club and you're doing that in front of the crowd and you're getting that live interaction. But it's a weird thing, and I think that the whole business is going through a transition, and we'll see where it goes. I'm excited to see where it's going to be. I'm excited to see where it's going to be in, like, a few years. Because I do see a lot of great young comics coming up, and it's like they're using their platforms but they still have their thoughts, and I like hearing how another human being feels about something, whether I agree with them or not. You kind of want to know, how did you get there? And this is the thing. I think because of social media, people aren't showing how they got there. They just want to be at a place where they could get engagement, or they're at a place where they could, make money off whatever the thing is, as opposed to, like, a real discourse, even if it's just one person talking about something. So you could be like, well, how did you come to this conclusion? That's the part I like about doing this, is like, that's why I do it live too. I'm not over here editing my stuff. These are my unfiltered thoughts every Wednesday. And sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe I have something wrong, or I didn't get the facts right, but I at least am trying to express to you how I feel about it. And I think that's the most important thing. So anyways, guys, make sure you sub. You got to – wait, what happened to that? It disappeared. Yeah, make sure you sub, hit the notifications on the list, like the live pod list. Go to my main page, at Riffin with Griffin, so you can follow the right thing, so you can see when I'm going live or when that video is up. Twitch. That's all I'll say about that. And Patreon, I appreciate you guys. So look out for, the Riffin with Griffin is coming, baby. So once again, how we're gonna do it is I'm gonna start. I'm starting to set up some interviews again. Get some more interviews. I would do it over there. Do the podcast, the main podcast there. Monday Nuance will be from this, and I'll do it live. I'll try to schedule it properly. Do it live, but then if you want to watch it after that, you have to be a YouTube member or a Patreon member. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if it works out, y'all. But thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin, and thanks for listening, you audio people. I appreciate you guys that are here every week. I love y'all. All right, the audio people are gone, and you video folks, thanks for being here too, man. Riffin with Griffin, live in full effect every Wednesdays. Talk to you soon. Peace.